Hi. Hi, everybody. We're a little bit earlier than we planned, so if you are surprised by us coming on a little bit early, it's because Chris is on mountain time. And let me get Chris in here. Absolutely. And let's see if I can. There we go. There we go. And we should have Chris joining us in just a second, live from Tucson. Hello.
Hey, what's going on?
Well, it's all about you today, dude. How you doing?
It's been busy here at the Pepe booth, honestly.
I'll
We've
bet it
got
has.
got a
I'll bet
lots of
it
fun
has.
stuff. Um,
Yeah.
we were doing a lot of, hey Jen, we're doing a lot of stuff. We had to have another another shipment, another pallet show up, and in
Wow.
order
Oh my
to
gosh.
yeah, so we've been doing demos all day. We've been sawing a lot of haymakers going to people who absolutely want to try them. They've been having them sit down on a bench pin and give them a try. I got some right here.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
you know.
You've got my
Oh,
purple. I love it.
nice.
And you know what I did to mine? I don't know if I showed you this.
Yeah, I saw that.
I used a little of the sugru on the bottom, and it just made it a little. I was actually going to put a hook on it, and I
Yeah,
didn't want to. I'm hanging it really well,
yeah,
but it's just got a little rubber bumper on the bottom now that I really kind of like.
very cool.
So
I think the one of the funnest things to demo has been our pin plater. Have you played with that at all?
I have not had a chance to. I really want to, though.
All right, so I'm gonna show you what I've been doing here. I'm gonna
Yeah,
turn
show
the
me.
camera
Let's
around.
see.
So, what I've been doing is taking our customers' rings
Right?
and doing stuff like this to it.
Oh
So,
yeah, yeah.
a
You did
little,
that. I've seen that piece with the engraving class
yeah. But
that
I
we've done.
ended up taking 18 karat gold
Mm-hmm.
and plating part of my ring for people, and then I've decided that if people are showing up and they're really excited about what's going on, but they're not quite sure whether or not it's right for them.
Right.
So far today, I've plated bits and pieces of about 3 people's personal jewelry to show them, hey, look how cool this is. And like one of them was a mountain range
Yeah.
bracelet, and we were able to kind of highlight the mountains and 18 karat gold.
Right. Right.
Another one, lots of fun stuff. So,
So, Sunny or Jewelry has a question. She said, what's the popular item people have been buying besides the Haymaker? What's the next popular item?"
well, the next popular item has to be our blade butter. So
Oh, the blade butter. Yeah.
yeah, so this is probably the smallest popular item. These are
Mm-hmm.
14.90 or 14.50 a piece.
Yeah.
Um, but they essentially replace the Pepe lube. And one of the things that we really like about the blade butter is that if you use Pepe lube on your saw blade and then you're sawing and you get these little white flakies all over, you got to blow them off and then you got to clean up and start over. The blade butter is nice because you can smear it on your metal, put a little bit
Right.
on your saw blade, and then as you're sawing, you can see your line. You're continually lubricating your saw blade. And also the swarf, which I know is Michelle Lier's favorite word, the swarf will fall off into the over lubricated area and
Right.
stick there
From the
versus getting
kerf,
in your
you
way.
mean?
Yeah,
From the
the
kerf, the swarf
the,
falls off.
the swarf from the kerf, it falls off.
Right.
So
Right.
we've been doing a lot of that stuff. We've got a sale in Tucson right now for buy two get one free, and so yeah, it's been pretty decent, and that's been like an add-on product
Right.
for like most purchases. One of the
Yeah.
other big ones
Now
is
it is sort of in between the this and the
yes,
wax, basically. It's sort of
exactly.
like an
So
in between
this
Vaseline
is
sort
this
of.
is what we were manufacturing
Right.
and selling before. Now
Right.
we've gone to more of the blade butter, and that's
Right.
been a lot of fun. Our other hot seller has been, let's find here, these guys, these
Yes.
these Fretz hammers. So
Right.
these guys come in a set of 3 for 137, if I'm quoting that right, but it's about 137 for a set of 3. And the cool thing about these is that their handles, unlike other Fretz hammers, are all metal
Yeah.
and they're flat, which means you can turn this upside down and put that bottom piece in a vise and you've got a stake. Then
Oh.
you can put that flat part in a hammer or excuse me, in a vise, and now you
And
have a
you have a
stake
different
this way,
stake. Yeah. You got
a
three
stake this way.
three stakes and one hammer.
No, no,
Yeah.
no. Yeah, 3 stakes and 1 hammer. You end up
Well,
for
three
one
stakes and two
third.
hammers.
Yeah, you all 3. So you get 9 stakes and you get 6 hammer heads.
Yeah.
So 6 profiles.
Yeah.
These guys are fantastic. What I would recommend though, if you put them in a vise sideways like this,
Yeah.
these little holes are perfect for putting a pin onto the top of the vise, because when you're hammering on them, they'll want to fall over.
Right.
So if you guys are looking at this right now and you see anything you like, just know that we have this stuff on our website as well. So
Right.
pepetools.com. We have got all that stuff on the website. Just showed up today. We've got more of these guys. These,
Ooh.
yeah, $135 for an assortment of all sorts of rubberized braces and stuff.
Yeah, I like the sunbursts. Those are good. Oh,
And then,
that's my favorite set right
and then
there.
we got these ones, and they're right around 50, 59, I think.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite sets.
Yeah.
It's awesome. Yeah.
Obviously, we love our Jessica Cote with Rosie Revolver. We've got a bunch of her Hone and Highlight here. One
Right.
of my favorite products, the
Oh,
Kerf.
wait.
You got one right there. Yeah.
I've got one right here. I have to tell you, between this, I'll tell you the thing that like revolutionized my bench.
Oh yeah.
Is
Drill
the
bits?
bore. Yeah. Is that one. Because I've always got drill bits all over the place and they roll everywhere. This thing's awesome. The one thing, if I could ask them, because I know they're 3D printing these guys, I wish they fit together.
Oh, that would be cool.
I'm like, it fits on the inside like that, but it doesn't. It's like, this doesn't fit. But they are 2 of my favorite things. I absolutely love it.
Let me answer that question. How much is the Hone and Highlight? Let me move over to my tag here. Hone and Highlight is $35 a bag, and this is the small ones, not the big ones. This one's nice because it gets into a little bit smaller crevices, and I like it a little bit better than some of the metal because, one, some of the metal pins get stuck in your stuff, and this is a nice kind of ceramic media that just does really nice highlight on the high parts of your patina and polish.
Right.
So, let's see what else we got her.
So what else is going on around you? What are you near?
Well, I have we're pretty much, there's maybe 1 or 2 other tool folks around, but we are at the Casino del Sol Bead and Button Show. We are pretty much the tool dealer. There's other folks that are selling some stuff. We got Beadsmith over on the other side. They're wholesale. And
nice.
They've got some pretty fun stuff. I had a long conversation with them today. Let's see. Hit my purple Haymaker this week. Love it. Nice. Very cool.
Yeah. Love this.
So this show is primarily like beads and buttons, and then there's some other type of fun stuff going on.
Tools. Oh, there's Michelle. Hi, Michelle.
Yeah. Hey, Michelle.
Oh, yeah. You know what? I love Hold It, man. That's the best stuff ever. Yeah.
This stuff has been going pretty fast too.
Yeah.
And then
I didn't realize Pepe sold that. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's a new offering of ours.
Yeah. Have you got the Goshen patina?
No, we don't. That may be something that we end up adding, but we'll see. So we got our Smart Flux. Yeah, we'll post this later. We'll get
it's going to be on our YouTube account as well. So if you go to our YouTube Little Metal Foxes, you can see all of our tooltips there, but this will be up on our YouTube channel as well as on Instagram. But you can see all of our tooltips and other stuff on YouTube.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We got our nano saw blades.
Awesome.
So what I've been recommending, I'm going to walk around the table here. We got nice little polishers and rolling mills and all this kind of fun stuff. We got our Rosie Revolver mandrels, more curves, a couple hammers, definitely rolling mills. We've had a lot of rolling mills go. The Hold It is a soldering clay, and it's nice because you can position pieces with the clay, solder it, good to go. You don't have to mess around with a lot of other little things. Although we do have lion's claws here. So, I mean, yeah, that's cool.
I love mine. You know, I love the Hold It too because it's so much easier than using something like the plaster and plasticine and flipping it over. And just when you have to like hold something, and it's reusable up to like a few times.
Yeah, exactly.
So it is really, really an amazing tool on the bench, and it's just basically like a clay. So it's it's safe to work with. It's efficient. It's cost effective as well. So I love it.
Absolutely. Yeah. So we'll talk about our saw blades real quick. We have a whole herd of saw blades, but when it comes down to which saw blades should I buy, my show advice has been 1/0 and 3, because those two blades give a wide range of metal options for sawing.
Right.
And you don't need to buy a whole herd of every single one unless you want to. And you select
Yeah.
the whole nano.
A lot of the stuff, a lot of the stuff that I do, because I'm doing a lot of really intricate, when I'm doing like especially intricate stone setting, separating wires, things like that.
Yeah.
I find that my go-to blade for a lot of stuff is my 4.0.
Yeah.
And the 4.0 is just, for me, is just the thing that I can like, right through and and get stuff done and be really accurate about it. It takes a little bit longer for me to cut through a piece of metal, but I find that with the Haymaker and the nano blades, especially in the 4.0, it's such a smooth cut that I don't have the vibration in the line.
Well, I don't know if you knew this or not, but the Haymaker Saw.
Mm-hmm.
Let me turn you around.
Mm-hmm.
So I know this looks like a wishbone, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what else it is?
It's a tuning fork.
It's a tuning fork. So the frame was designed to absorb the vibration of your blade so that it goes into the frame and not into your work.
Yeah, you had told me that. Yeah, I love that part. Yeah.
Good times. So let's see what else we got here.
Madden agrees with me. Yes. Thank you. Yeah, 4.0s, right? There you go.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Personally, my shop, I use 3/0 and 3 most often. But
right. Yeah, so, I'm usually using like 2.0s, 4.0s. Yeah, 2.0s and 4.0s. If I'm cutting a sprue or something off, I'm usually using like a 2. That's what I'm usually using.
Yeah, you want something a little bit more aggressive for a sprue.
Yeah.
Let's see.
What you got in the box?
Oh, look at there. I got some of this stuff here, ready to go. Ready to go? Yeah. And I don't know if
so. Are you doing? You're doing like 2-for-1s on the blade butter at the show, and so if anybody's in Tucson for the Gem and Mineral show, how long is the Peppy booth going to be there?
I'm going to be here at the Casino del Sol until Friday about 6 p.m.
Okay.
So come, say hi, check it out. I've had like 3 or 4 people so far and come to me and say, hey, Little Metal Foxes sent me. So thank you. That's been awesome.
Awesome. That's great.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
You knew we're doing paste solder now too, right?
Did I see that? I don't know that I did. Are you doing paste solder?
Yeah, we have hard, medium, easy, and extra easy paste solder.
Cool.
Which I don't use it a lot, but it's really nice for those like, I need a quick solder join right here, right now.
Yeah, that's what I use every day, all day long when I'm doing production stuff. I solder on earring post and everything else with it. It's just I have found for just pick it up and stick it kind of stuff. It's great. It's really convenient. Do you have it in the little 1 ounce as well?
We got it in our little syringes here.
Do you have it in? Yeah. Do you have it in the with syringes? Do you have it in like the? I don't. I mean, the syringes are fine. Some people like the syringes, but I really like a little jar because I'm usually dipping. And I find with the syringes, it's like squirts out so much, you can't take it back, once it comes out. And I'm usually using a needle to put it down.
Okay. Yeah. So which Lion's Claw do you recommend? All of them. So the Lion's Claw Gold, I'll outline the differences right now. The Lion's Claw Gold is the one with the interchangeable tips. Comes with a titanium and a steel tip. But I have a new offering. We're just kind of showing it off here in Tucson right now.
Well, look at that.
So we have our Lion's Claw Minis now too. Our silvers.
Now, how much smaller is that than this, and what's the difference?
So yours is yours has a little bit longer neck to it.
Right.
Than what I'm producing them now, but we'll turn you around and maybe look at this. So here's kind of that general look of the two.
Oh, wow, that is a big
difference.
So
they are a lot smaller, and this particular one comes in a pair, not just one. So you get 2 small ones for the price of $90. So
Michelle, so this one's 5 inches from like point to point.
Yeah. So these guys, I got a pocket ruler here, and we are about 3 inches total.
Okay. Yeah, that's a nice smaller size for a jewelry studio.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
about 1 inch tall.
That's cool. Yeah, because this one is About an inch and 5/8. Yeah.
Yeah. So those are on my website right now. I'm not currently selling them in Tucson, at least at this show.
Right.
But those ones
Yeah.
are on the website. Let's see. Disc cutters have been, or not disc cutters, but jump ring cutters have been going well, and then also our ring benders. And Pepe recently brought back one of their older designs, and you'll recognize this design because you see it a lot in England and Australia and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Is the more kind of heavy ring band bender.
Yeah.
So this is back
That's really
now.
good for like one I like too has um like nylon. Does that one have a nylon insert?
This one doesn't have a nylon with this one, but
Mm-hmm.
I doubt it would be that difficult to offer that as an upgrade. Which is nice
Okay.
if you have texture on your wire or your ring band.
That's what I was
Yeah,
thinking. A lot of times those heavy bands are really need. The heavy textured bands are hard to bend with just a ring bender,
yeah,
or to
absolutely.
get it into shape. And something like that's really great for those heavier
So
textured bands.
that's kind of what I've been recommending to folks is that
Yeah.
this tool is more versatile if you
Yeah.
do a whole wide range of things. But if you specialize in like heavy ring bands, this guy's your workhorse. You're going to get a lot more work done a lot easier.
Yeah.
This one would probably do those just fine, but
Yeah.
if you're not into the versatility of the angles and the different size mandrels and smaller size, this one
Hmm.
is definitely a workhorse. Or if you're dealing with
Yeah.
a lot of platinum, this guy,
Oh yeah.
yeah,
Right.
this guy's going to do your job. So
Right.
let's see what else we got going on. We got our
Well, hey, let me
ribbons.
ask you a question.
Yeah,
With the yeah, she said Michelle says I'd love to see the Delrin with the angled shapes too. Yeah. That'd be
yes.
nice with some of the pattern stuff and some filigree stuff.
Yeah.
What? But let me ask you a question for people who don't know what the Tucson show is and what it's about. What would you say? Give us a.
So there's kind of a large mix of vendors. You have some leather workers and you've got woodworkers. It's like this big fair of people from around the world, around the country, coming together and selling stuff. The primary uh, genre is rocks and gems and
Yeah.
stuff. You have a kind of a mixed variety of stuff. You have some really high end shows like AGTA,
I was going
and
to say the AGTA show is usually over in the conference center.
yeah, last time I was in that show, there were armed guards every five
Hmm.
feet, 10 feet or so because
Yeah.
of the high end nature of that particular show.
Yeah,
Um,
and you've got to have for that particular show, you've got to have like your business license and
you have to show
registration and all that.
ten
The I ha
thousand dollars worth of invoices of the
Yeah,
jewelry industry, and then yeah. So
yeah. The
I
first
didn't
time
go.
I the first time I went and I walked in, I just wanted to sort of give an overview. I went up to the mezzanine instead of just going straight out onto the floor because I wanted to kind of see the layout and what it looked
Yeah,
like. And oh my God, it's like if Disneyland was actually made out of gold and gemstones.
yep,
If all the stuff you saw was real, that's
yeah.
what it's like.
And it's
It's,
like right there
oh
in
my
front
God.
of your face.
Yeah. The
Like
other thing I think is really kind of cool about the Tucson Gem and Mineral Show is that it's all over the town. It's completely takes over every nook,
yeah,
cranny, hotel room, gas station, fairgrounds, all of it. It's all over Tucson.
everywhere.
And yeah, and the thing that is really, I mean, every conference room and every hotel, a lot of the lower floors in the hotels
Classrooms.
are actually not set up as rooms; they're set up as shops.
Yeah,
But the other thing that I think was really eye opening for me when I was there was the fact that these are people, especially in the AGTA show, are from all over the world. And you've got people with Brazilian gemstones and from Sri Lanka and just from, every corner of the planet selling gems and minerals from everywhere.
yep,
And you have people from all over the planet buying those gemstones
yep.
to go to other corners of the planet.
Some
And I found
vendors, some
myself having
stores.
to translate for somebody they were from Sri Lanka
Okay.
selling Brazilian gemstones to some people that were from Japan, and they couldn't understand each other's accents. And so I was being like the plain American accent that could translate
Yeah,
because they both spoke English, but they couldn't understand each other. And so it was really, really interesting to be able to see that part of this really amazing international show. So
The one of the other things is that you can go to a show and talk directly to the owner of, say, Audison Turquoise, or directly to another mine owner that you want to talk about your stuff. The beadsmith behind me here, that booth doesn't sell things. They're there specifically to talk to store owners about carrying their products. So
right.
you come here to talk to the people who are making the tools and all that kind of
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah, it's there is no place else. I mean, if you're gonna do, I think, one show, especially a beat or mineral show or gem show, and pick stuff up, especially if you've got a store or something like that that you're trying to sort of restock, whether it's just a shop like Baleen, for example, or
Mhm.
that carries jewelry and accessories. There's the African market is amazing in Tucson. That's one of my like that's
Yeah.
it's just like every time I go in there. But it's one of the best places to connect and learn and meet people and talk to connect with people that are doing some stone cutting. So if you've got really specific design ideas and needs, you can find whatever you need and find somebody that can custom cut stuff for you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
One of the bead dealers here, I was talking with him about some cool stuff. They're
right,
out of New York, and he's like, man, whatever you're looking for and I don't have, you tell me, I'll find it for you.
right.
So he goes, either you want 10 strands, you want 100 strands, doesn't matter, I'll find it for you. I'm like,
Yeah.
all right, cool.
Well, and the fact that you can get so much custom stuff, that nobody else has, just because you've like met some people that do custom lapidary work and have a particular, cut a gemstone or a particular type of mineral that you really want to use, and it's in a shape that you're like, I really need a shape that's like this,
Yeah,
and find that person you connect with, and have a relationship with somebody that's doing those stones for you. It's really amazing.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
It's really is the networking. So regardless
yeah,
of what happens here with sales or anything else, the networking in Tucson for your business, for all of that stuff, is way, way bigger
yeah,
for an influence of what's happening than sales and that kind of stuff. So
yeah.
it's nice to make those contacts. You meet the people who invent things, you meet the people who make things,
Right.
uh, mine them. It's a phenomenal place to meet that. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Well, and there for people who are doing like higher end stuff. I mean, like the industry high end stuff. They do have some amazing classes that go on during the gem show, and
yeah.
that people register for well in advance. But yeah, it's amazing, and I just yeah. So how's your experience been? How was your first weekend?
First weekend was good. We were busy,
Yeah.
super busy. Yep. In fact, that's why we had another pallet show up. Super busy. Um, just all day long, people coming by. It,
Yeah.
it's um, it, it's about being interactive. It's about engaging with people, showing what we have, what's new, what you can
How
do,
things work, because a
how
lot of
things
times
work.
people will see stuff like the Haymaker Saw and they're like, I don't how's it
Yeah.
what's the
So
deal?
explaining the process on why we made it the way we made it. The hours of Casino Del Sol are 10 a.m. until 6 p.m. and we go till Friday, the end of this week. So yeah,
Yeah,
yep. So
cool.
we have all sorts of other vendors around us. You got some finished jewelry. You've got fella down there. I met some people from Portland over here
Ah,
that are doing glass work, like glass fired art. There's people from all around the world, like you were saying, and
yeah,
this it's funny because I've been able to see people that I saw 2 years ago when I was in Tucson. They're like, "Hey, I bought this from you 2 years ago." They've had people stop by just to see me, just to see Pepe Tools, just come to this show just for that. So
yeah,
really, it's nice to have Tucson going on again because there is that networking and community that's involved in a lot of the things that we do.
yeah,
So that community is still alive and well here. the crowds aren't nearly as big this year.
Yeah,
But we've been staying busy.
yeah, yeah. And yeah, yeah, I agree with Michelle. I bet you're exhausted.
You don't have time to think about it.
Are you doing every day, all day long while you're
Yes.
there? Yeah.
Yep. Yep. I get
Yeah.
up about 5 and I'm here by about 9, and then I'm here until well, today here till probably about 7, and then
Yeah.
I'll go and sleep and eat and do it again. I was able
Awesome.
to connect with some people that had taken a rock hounding course through PCC. So they came into town, her and her sister, and well,
Yeah.
we went out to dinner and had a nice downtown Tucson outdoor dinner at this cool little restaurant with live music. So
Fantastic.
a
Yeah.
fun time with them, and just seeing a lot of people that I hadn't seen in a lot of year, or people that I've
Yeah.
only met on Facebook or Instagram, and they've stopped by because they wanted to meet in person. Um,
Yeah. Oh,
yeah,
that'd be awesome. Yeah.
yeah,
Oh my
all sorts of
gosh.
good stuff.
Yeah. So is Peppy Tools doing any show specials?
Well, show specials tend to happen at the end of the show, like near the end. So as we want to, not pack stuff back to or
Hmm.
back to Oklahoma, so keep an ear out about what's going on right now. Right now, though, Blade Butter's the big one.
Is that it?
Blade Butter, yeah.
Blade butter?
But Pepe Tools usually has low prices on a lot of stuff, like the Fordhams. You can get a Fordham kit for $313
Hmm.
approximately.
Oh yeah.
It's an SR model, so it's like the a workhorse of the jewelry studio. Um,
Absolutely. Yeah.
yeah, and we got yeah, lots of stuff. It's just too much to mention. It's the first time in
Yeah.
Tucson can be a little overwhelming. Um,
It's true. Yeah, it's true.
yeah,
Oh,
you need a
son of your
used
jewelry
rolling
needs a
mill.
rolling mill. Yeah. Go
No,
see Chris.
we'll see. You need a used rolling mill.
A
Well,
used rolling mill.
rolling mills right now are really really awesome through Pepe Tools because they
Right.
rank from 600 to about up to about 1600.
Yeah.
So $600 is about $300 more than an economy, and there's nothing wrong with starting off with a good economy if you
Absolutely.
all that. So if you're
Yeah.
using that, but you're ready to invest in something, a new Pepe tool, only about $300 more will get you into like a 110 or a 90 millimeter rolling mill. So
Yeah. I mean, I've got my first rolling mill was a really, really old, I think it's from the 19th century, rolling mill that's just, not too wide. And unfortunately, it's 1-to-1 ratio on the gear. And so it's like the devil to try and roll it.
oh yeah.
But I got to tell you, man, I love I've got an economy mill that I can switch out the rollers on.
Mm-hmm.
And that's really kind of handy. So, if you don't, you know, if you don't have a mill at all, and it's worth it to sort of look at the economy mills and what is the 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 basic mill that you can get away with. You don't have to have, unless you're rolling stuff all the time, some big heavy things, and doing what you need to do. You don't have to have an institutional, sized rolling mill for like, from the school. You can get something besides a Durston and,
Yeah,
and do great. There's
and you
all
can
kinds of options out there now.
check out Craigslist too, because I
Yeah,
found some really cool stuff on Craigslist in the past.
yeah,
Um, Facebook Marketplace sometimes has some cool stuff.
yeah,
Um, yeah, you can always find that kind of thing used, but yeah, sometimes if
yeah,
you go to some of your jewelry shows, they'll have used equipment, all sorts of things like that.
yeah. And I use mine. I mean, my little economy mill has textured plates, two textured plates. It's got half round, square, triangle. Yeah,
Yeah. So,
rectangle. Yeah, I
like
can do all that.
just before
Yeah.
I got on live here, I was working on some stuff for tomorrow.
What you
Um,
working on?
so the mill that I have here for demoing is a 130 millimeter combo,
Nice.
and it's got the square rollers and it's got some half round. So what I ended up doing is taking some round copper wire and I
Yeah.
made some square stock.
Oh,
And
nice.
the nice part about this is that we have, yeah, Jen, if you give Pepe a call, we can talk to them about handles and stuff like that if you have an issue with yours. So the square rollers tend to leave flat sides, so you don't end up with a completely flat square piece of metal. There's
Right.
two options for that. You can draw it through a draw plate afterwards, or you could use the flats of your roller to just go back and forth to
Right.
move that material back into a complete square. Then what I ended up doing is taking the round wire, and I made some half round ring shank.
You know, I use that so much. It is such a great shape that
Yeah.
people don't use a lot on their rolling mill, because I'll use it not just for ring bands and for that sort of like outside wrapping things,
Mm-hmm.
but it's great for prongs, and it's great for hoops.
Yep.
And there's so many options for that half
Yeah.
round roller.
Then I went straight creative. Stop me, I'm crazy. So
I won't. You
I
go.
won't. So what I ended up doing is I created a square wire like you saw before.
Yeah.
Okay. Then I rolled that square wire through a half round.
Right.
And then once that square was half round, I rolled it again through the square wire thing, just barely on one side. And I created this little loaf of bread shape.
Yeah. Yeah. Nice.
So
Nice.
this, and then you could do the same thing on the opposite side with like maybe half round one more time.
Right.
And you could end up getting like almost like a comfort fit without
I was
having
going to say like a crazy eight
Yep.
wire. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, and it's one of the things that I like to do too is combine the rolling mill, especially when you get to the squares and rectangle shapes, with my swage blocks,
Yeah.
because it's really easy to get it into the swage block on a square section and hammer it down
Yeah.
to get it into those corners a little bit tighter, even before you run it through a draw plate. Sometimes that really helps.
Do you
But
want to hear? You want to hear what else I did crazy today?
yes,
So somebody came to me and they said, "I want a texture half round wire," and I said, "All right,
yeah,
how do I do it?" And we have Gwen Youngblood's Rolling Mill Resources paper, like texture plates. They're paper ones.
mm-hmm.
So what I ended up doing is I took the wire, I turned it into a half round, took it over to my buddies over at the Metal Clay folks that could use their torch, annealed it, brought it back to the mill, and then took one of Gwen's paper plates, paper texture things. I put it on the top of the wire and then rolled that through a half round again. So the paper went up into the curvature of the half round, and
Right.
we were able to texture half round wire. Never seen it done. Bam.
You heard it
Now
here
you know.
first.
Now you know. So
Absolutely. Oh my
it
God,
is.
that's really smart. You know, that's I've got a rolling mill class coming up, and I will talk to them about that and
Yeah.
doing a million other things with the rolling mill. But and talking about, especially with the economy mills, because taking it apart, putting it back together can be intimidating, but it
Yeah.
really only takes about 4 to 7 minutes to do that. A lot of people don't realize it's really simpler than they think, because it looks mechanical and intimidating. It really is not hard to do. So, so I'll go through that and maintenance and all that stuff too. But there's so many things that people, yes, the rolling mill class is coming up soon. Oh, I don't have it in front of me. Go to Little
No, I
Metal
did not
Foxes.
tell Gwen yet. So, but I will be telling Gwen relatively soon.
Yeah. So, but yeah, you know, it's really kind of nice to be able to see not just, you know, how to make textures with a rolling mill, but how to do textures on half round or square wire,
Mm-hmm.
or, you know, how to make tapers and how to recycle your metal, which we're going to be doing recycling metal in April, but how to recycle metal, how to, you know, reclaim your scrap and do that kind of thing. And it's worth it just for that reason to get a rolling mill in your
Absolutely.
studio. Just for that alone, just
I'm
to
gonna start
recycle.
walking out because they got, you know, it's a casino and they got some of the, you know, good security going on. These guys are amazing. They're
Yeah.
keeping all of the stuff safe during the show after
Right.
hours. You know, everyone's got a lot of stuff set up over here, and
Yeah.
the security folks are doing a great job. I don't mean to interrupt you, but I really need to give them some credit on keeping all the stuff.
Well, and that's all over town too. You know,
Yeah.
good Lord. Uh, Michelle wants to know, does Peppy have wax blades?
No, not yet. Not yet.
They don't have spiral blades?
Nope, not yet.
I am shocked.
But we have so I have a couple ideas for maybe some new product stuff for Pepe as well. So we're gonna be doing some new stuff for product line and all that.
Well, you know, and Michelle too, with the wax class, the wax blades. One of the things that you can use, you don't have to have spiral blades to work with wax, but you have to have a coarse enough blade or a skip tooth blade, which you can use like scroll saw blades, skip tooth, that are designed for like scroll saws in wood. And they're thin and they cut beautifully through wax. And in fact, I use a lot of my heavier broken saw blades in pin vise handles and X-Acto handles for sawing into wax. It makes it a really, really good size.
Yeah, you can easily find the skip tooth blades at your hardware store. Like go to Ace.
Right.
Just make sure they're not the coping saw blades that have little studs on the bottom. Yeah, they're pretty easy to find. Good stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. But even if you take like the broken bits of a blade and you put it into a little handle like a pin vise or an X-Acto knife blade, they work really well.
Yeah.
So you're on the move.
Around real fast.
Oh my gosh. That's the ceiling. Oh, there you go.
Oh. Hang on. We'll turn you around.
Let's see. Yeah, let's see. What you got? Oh, look at that. Oh, there's so much stuff. Yeah. How many booths? Oh, yeah. Clothing and accessories and all kinds of stuff. And a lot of handmade stuff, imported things as well.
Yep.
Right.
Absolutely. So they have, just sky's the limit when it comes to what you can find here. It's it really is truly amazing. And there's stuff in the hallways. Yeah. All over the place.
Well, and it's amazing to me that the first time I went, my big like, what's happening? It was like, come up to the second floor in the Days Inn, because the first like 2 or 3 floors were all set up so that they had taken the beds out or had converted the entire hotel room into a shop, into a business. I was like, that's crazy. Anyway, well, I will let you go. It looks like absolutely. I want to talk some more. How pretty.
So I'm gonna have a seat
Tucson.
Have a seat here.
Yeah.
And we can just finish up our chat without having to rush. So
yeah, absolutely.
Now that I'm outside.
Yeah. So what was for you? What was the biggest eye opener when it comes to like the show that you found? It was like the first like, what's happening? What's that?
Well, this is not my first time in Tucson.
Right. But think about your first time for people who have never been before.
The first time was the sheer size of it. The sheer size of it can be overwhelming. Because you're everywhere you drive, there's this, there's that, there's all these shows, and a little overwhelming to go to figure out exactly which shows you're allowed to go to with a wholesale license and which ones are public. If you were to go to one and you don't have a wholesale license and there's a public show, you're going to go to one show, I would say Kino.
Okay.
Kino is a wide range of stuff, to specimens, to finished cabochons, to some gems, to fossils and huge crystals and all sorts of stuff from all around the world.
Right.
But,
and the African market is like a more like a open sort of fair that is takes up a lot of space, and it's a lot of imported stuff, including like mud cloths and fabric and hand woven stuff, and it's really just absolutely yummy. It's just like you want to just dive into stuff like that, and
all the textures and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's just
fantastic.
Amazing. Hi, Kyle. Kyle's out there. Hello.
Hey.
But that's the sheer size of it. And I would have to say, going in, the Holodome didn't require a license this year. That's great. That's fantastic. Yeah, that's really good.
I thought that it did.
Yeah. She said, yeah, the Holodome isn't requiring a wholesale license this year. That's good to know. They didn't require it the last time I went, but that's been years ago. The Days Inn didn't either, and they had, stuff down in the conference rooms as well as the conference rooms upstairs, and they had like a whole section that was beads, a whole section that was opals, and but I think it's good to because you can get maps of who's where in the city and find out, who's a wholesale show, who's an open to the public show, and, kind of make a plan if you can right at the beginning of your trip or before you get there. So that, because you can get a lot of that online, and go in and just check things out. And if you're in Tucson, if you live in Tucson, and you want to sort of check some of these things out, you probably already have a pretty good idea of what's going on, but it really is amazing.
So once you get into Tucson, while the gem show is occurring, there's these kiosks all over the town, all over the city with these pamphlets of books of who's going to be here. You can look for your favorite vendors like Pepe Tools, and you can find exactly what you want to go to. They'll tell you about the show and the guide. It's just this like tour book of Tucson. And so if you have any, like, what I would end up doing is probably go on to the gem show's website, look at the shows that maybe you want to go to based on the things that those shows generally sell. Figure out a map ahead of time of where you want to go, and then just make a plan of sometimes that plan that you're going to have is going to like waver a little bit, but write down the places you want to go, and then kind of make a plan once you get here based on the time that you have. That way you're not going, okay, where are we going to go next?
Well, and Michelle's asking a question. How the heck do you do this on a budget? When I went the first time, I was on a real tight budget, and I made the mistake of putting off like doing my reservation like way in advance. So if you have an interest in going, make your reservation as far in advance as you can. And if you've got friends there, or you can share a room with somebody, or somebody else that's going, and you can do Airbnb, something like that. Make your plan as far in advance as you possibly can to get the best, to be able to get a place, because everything sells out so fast. But
I'm fortunate in that I have some friends that live south in Green Valley. So I have a house that I'm able to stay in with a bed, and I can come and go, and that's nice. Hotels are, for a week and a half, staying in a hotel would be,
that can be expensive, And there, I mean, I stayed out of town because that was the closest place I could find on a budget. And the second thing I would say, if you're trying to do Tucson on a budget, is do it with friends first of all, because you can share a lot of the expenses like cars and hotel rooms if you need to, or Airbnb. Second thing is limit yourself. It's like going to Las Vegas without a limit. It's like, seriously, you'll get there and you'll be like, oh, everything's dripping in gold and gemstones.
The other thing, and so I'm hopefully going to be doing a little bit of buying for Michelle while I'm here. She gave me a wish list, and one of the things I would recommend doing as kind of a hint is make yourself a list of the things that you'd like to look for while you're here, like to purchase, and then limit yourself on how much you want to spend on that item. So,
Rada Handmade said that she didn't bring her credit card this time, which is like, that would make me like freaking insane. But have one designated credit card with a limit that and have a shopping list. For me, it was like I really had to have a shopping list of what I needed, because it's so big and so overwhelming that you get lost. You really go down the rabbit hole. And it's, if you don't have like an agenda and like a shopping list of things you need, and then allow yourself to have a budget that's going to cover that plus whatever else you might find that's new or inspiring, that's kind of the best way to do it, and plan for the trip before you go, You sort of take notes, well in advance, so that you don't get there and go, what was I looking for? Is that expensive? And there are many people in town who carry the same thing as far as like gemstones go. So you may want to, like, if you're looking for 5mm blue topazes, check a couple of different people before you buy it.
Even at this show, there are 3 vendors that I've seen with faceted tourmaline beads, and all 3 of them have different prices, and all 3 of them have different qualities.
True. Yes.
So,
Yeah.
and there's some of them that have the same quality and still different prices.
Yeah.
So a
Yeah.
lot of the time it depends on who's able to make larger purchases and then who's able to give the better deal because they purchase in such large lots.
Right. And let them know. It's like, I found it at this booth for this much. Can you match their price? Because a lot of
Yeah.
people are willing to haggle. So the third thing I would say too is go on the last couple of days, especially the last day.
Yeah.
If you're on a budget, because people do not want to pack that stuff back up.
Mm-mm.
And suddenly everything's on sale because they don't want to pack it up and ship it back to India or Sri Lanka or England or Brazil or wherever
No.
they're from, or Oklahoma.
Yeah.
And, it's just, people don't want to ship it back. So you can a lot of times get sample pieces, tools that they've been working with that are now used, things like that are, suddenly like bargain ready to go. So if you can be there the last day, that's another really good way to find some great deals.
I'm not there on the last day, but my shopping days are at the end of this week. So Saturday, Sunday, Monday.
Right.
And at that point, they've already gone through a bunch of people. Whatever's left is, it's going to be, it will not be slim pickings. I can tell you that for sure. But there will be some discounted prices. So if I had went, Saturday, Sunday of this week, my price, they wouldn't be nearly willing to haggle on prices as they would be from a week or 2 weeks from now.
Right. And some of those vendors stay there for the entire length of the show, not just for like 1 week in different places, but you've got some people that are there for 2 weeks, especially the gem dealers.
Yeah.
And find out, which shows are going to be up for how long, look at, who's leaving and when, that kind of thing can make a big difference. But you're right, though. It does, if you're looking for something specific, it does limit what you may be able to find, because if it's sold, if it's a one-off, it's gone.
So I will say this, from my observation of this year versus the other years that I was here.
Yeah.
There is less of a crowd. There are some fewer vendors. So if you're close to Tucson now, I would recommend coming down relatively soon, because those dealers who have brought their stuff and are here may not necessarily be getting the sales that they want. So they may be discounting some of their stuff. Yeah. So if you're close, come on down.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
Stop by Casino del Sol and see me in the Pepe tools.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So who have you met that has just been like, you're like, oh yeah, kind of fun to meet people? Give a shout out to anybody.
Well, I a lot of them are kind of already my friends.
Yeah.
So
awesome.
Nancy LT Hamilton will be coming into town in a couple days, or tomorrow or today or something like that. We're gonna have a buttload of fun.
Is she going to be at the Pepe booth as well?
Yeah, she wants to stop by and say hi. Maybe do a little bit of work and a little bit of demoing, give me a break for a little while.
That'd be cool. Yeah.
And then we're gonna have Gwen couldn't make it this year. Francesca Watson with the Maker is gonna be here. Ani with the Jewel Tool, she's gonna be in and around. So tomorrow here, the Metal Clay is gonna do like an after party.
Oh,
and
nice. Yeah.
We're a bunch of us are gonna show up and kind of crash the party and have some fun.
That's the way it goes.
It'll be cool.
Yeah. Sue Wade, maybe.
Maybe. I did see her, I thought. But yeah, there's just been so many people out there that I've seen. Some people I haven't seen in 2 years, and all day long, people streaming through. It was kind of funny because I was doing a demo for somebody, and they're like, "No, okay, now who are you?" And I said, "Oh, I'm Chris, Lion Punch Forge." And she screams and goes, "Oh my God, you're a celebrity!" And I said, "No, that's not true." So
it's like zing.
you get some funny reactions like that, especially if you're prevalent on social media and all that kind of stuff. And it's kind of hard to recognize people with masks on.
You're a YouTube star, dude. Yeah. It's like, what? Yeah. I've seen you on YouTube. You're awesome.
That does not mean I'm a celebrity.
Well, I mean, I think, one of the things that I really enjoy about that part of networking is just meeting the new people. There are a lot of groups like the Women Jewelers Association that have a thing while the Tucson gem show's going on.
Yes.
GIA, of course, is doing their thing. So it's really kind of nice to even meet people that are from your own area and that you may not have met before, and be able to make some new connections with guilds or with associations,
Yep.
and be able
Schools.
to, yeah, at schools, absolutely, yeah. And I've met so many people because of teaching that it has allowed me to know people from all over the states, and then going to something like this where you have a common interest and like conferences going on, it really is great to be able to connect, sit down, and meet each other in person when you can, and establish some really good relationships.
So let me
It's
ask this:
Yeah.
Little Metal Foxes classes in Tucson?
Little Metal Foxes classes in Tucson. Little Metal Foxes, do you do demos on Facebook? We do tool tips on Tuesdays with demos sometimes. So Sunny Your Jewelry is asking.
Mm.
And you can find all of our tool tips on Instagram in our reels or in the lives. And all of them are on YouTube. Plus, all of the YouTube ones, there's a lot of free content there as well. So we don't do it on Facebook, but we do it on YouTube and here. So yeah, but would I teach in Tucson? During the gym show?
I mean, yeah, because
Like at
what,
the Peppy booth?
so what would people want to come down and see Little Metal Foxes, the Little Metal Foxes crew in Tucson? Maybe take a class, meet the people.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's a
you,
thought.
you teach people all over the country and all over the
I
world
do.
through your classes, right?
Yeah,
So
well, and I have previously.
yeah,
So yeah.
exactly.
So I mean, Julia's been teaching internationally. I've taught internationally as well, actually.
Just saying.
She goes to the north side of the border. I went to the south side.
Yeah.
So I've taught some classes and done portfolio reviews in Mexico. She's taught classes in all over Canada. But we have students that take classes with us from Australia, the UK, Venezuela, all over the US,
Yeah.
of course, all over Canada, of course,
I think it'd be fun.
and
I mean, it's
Scotland.
definitely got some planning to go into that, but
Yeah,
maybe we talk about the possibility of a Little Metal Foxes event.
that'd be awesome. Yeah, if we were down there for maybe 2 days or something.
Yeah,
Yeah, that'd be kind of cool. That'd be fun. Yeah, we'll have to brainstorm about that.
yeah,
But yeah,
I like that idea.
yeah.
So,
You mean during the show?
uh-huh. Oh yeah,
That's a thought.
yeah.
Yeah,
People can stream through, say hi, get some
yeah.
swag.
We love our swag.
Oh yeah, oh yes, I do. So, I got mine. I got mine.
Love my cup. Love my
Yeah.
apron.
So I'm gonna go get some food. I haven't eaten all day.
Oh my gosh, Chris, go eat. And
I'm not even hungry.
and
I'm so like psyched up right now about everything and being here on the live and all that kind of fun stuff. It's
yeah,
absolutely amazing, and
yeah.
I recommend anybody who
Well, yeah. And thanks for joining us and sharing your experience with Tucson, because I know that for some people it's just it's overwhelming. It's like it's such a huge amount of information, and everybody I've ever talked to has had a brilliant experience down there. So
I recommend just taking a breath, breathe, relax, take it in. You got cactus all over the place. If you're not
it's
from this part of the
beautiful.
world, it's a different kind of beauty. Just
Yeah.
remember, if you go on a nature walk, everything wants to either stab you or eat you. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm from Georgia originally, so yeah.
Mhm. Yep.
We have all the poisonous snakes and insects there.
Yep. Here, all the plants want to stab you.
It's true. So do the snakes.
Yes, that is true. That is true.
We have stabby parts.
Stabby
Yeah.
parts. All right, you guys
All right,
have
go
an
eat.
amazing
Have
time.
a wonderful evening.
I will.
I'm going to hang out for a few minutes because I know we've got some people that are planning on joining us at 6:30. So I'm going to actually stay on for just a couple of minutes.
Okay.
And if let's see. Oh, in Arizona, yes. Oh, Maria, hello. So I'm going to stay on a few minutes and just sort of sum up. But thank you so much. have a great trip. Have a great time.
If that's the
And
case, I can just walk you up to the car while I go, and that way we're not.
oh, okay.
Just
All
keep
right.
it
That
going
sounds
if you're
good.
gonna stay on.
So, yeah. So the way that because we had to,
Hey, thanks
a
for
time
everything. I
difference
appreciate it.
between Chris
Yeah,
in
I'll be around.
Tucson and us here in Seattle, we had a little difference of time. So it's 6:30 in Tucson, but 5:30 on the West Coast. So that's why we went on at 5:30 instead of 6:30. But we're in Georgia. Oh, I actually grew up right outside of Atlanta. But yeah, folks are in Marietta. So shout out to Marietta and Stone Mountain. Hello. So anyway, I hope you have a safe trip, and thanks for sharing your experience with us. And it looks like we lost your signal in the parking garage, but have a great evening and a safe trip, and we will talk to you guys later, okay? No, it's 7:30 in Tucson. Sorry, yes, 7:30 in Tucson now, but when we started it was 6:30. So, but have a great night, everybody. We will see you next week for Tool Talk, and have a great time in Tucson. Yay! Buy the big chicken in Marietta. That's right. Yes, that's exactly my sister is over by the big chicken. Exactly, which is the coolest googie piece of architecture probably on the East Coast. That crazy giant chicken in Marietta. Yes. All right, you guys, you ready? Yep. Okay. Thanks a lot, you guys. Have a great night. And again, if you've got some things that you would like us to do tool tips on in the future, please let us know. Direct message us, and or let us know in the chat down below when you're watching this later on. Again, you can watch any of the tool talks here on Instagram, or you can see everything plus bonus content on our YouTube channel as well. So check that out. If you're going to Tucson, have a great time. Take some shots. Say hi to Chris at the Peppy booth. And yeah, you guys have a great evening, and we'll see you again soon. Thanks a lot.